Wivenhoe in the county of Essex, and I've just arrived at the station. Just make my way to the exit. There's a regular bus service which goes into the town from the station. The road immediately to the left-hand side is Station Road, which will take you to the town's high street. And immediately opposite is the pub called the Station. There always seems to be a pub named the Station next to the station. Two other roads, West Street and Old Ferry Road, both lead down to the Quay. And to the right hand side through the car park you'll find a nature trail. You have the choice of walking along the trail, bringing your own bicycle, or hiring one of these scooters. So this is the start of the walk. It's a 2.5 mile trail which starts at Wivenhoe and ends at Quay, which is just outside the town of Colchester. It's quite swampy in some places, almost like a mangrove. And by chance I found a little path leading off of the main trail. So a quick pan round, you can see Wivenhoe in the background there. So I found my way to a couple of little benches here. So I think I'll have a sit down for a while, have a rest. And a couple out to enjoy a little paddle along the river. So that's as far as I'm going to walk today. One day I shall walk it all the way to Quay, but there's plenty of other things to show in Wivenhoe, so I'll make my way back to the town. I'm actually going to take West Street, which is kind of like the middle of the three roads. West Street actually leads into East Street, would you believe? And there's a quite interesting building in East Street. Very interesting architecture here in the town. I did say there was an interesting building in East Street, and this is it. This is Garrison House. A Grade 1 listed building which dates back to 1675. The building used to be a merchant's house with accommodation in the floor above. The lower floor is of wood, and the upper floor contains a decorative plasterwork known as pargeting, a trade that was popular in East Anglia. Another resident of Wivenhoe was Keith Christmas. Not many people have heard of Keith Christmas, but he played acoustic guitar on the David Bowie album, Space Oddity. Right next to the Garrison House, on the corner of Rose Lane, you'll find a building where Joan Hickson lived from 1958 to 1998. And walking round the streets near the quay, you never quite know what you might see, what you might bump into. A lovely little gypsy caravan. Also near the quay is St Mary's Church, which dates back to 1254. The north and south aisles were added between 1340 and 1350. And in the high street, near the quay, you'll find this quaint little bookshop. Turning to the right into Black Boy Hill is the pub named the Black Boy, which is a pub which I have frequented many times. I'm also an amateur musician and I've played at open mics at this pub on many occasions. You're watching my channel Walk and Tell. Don't forget to subscribe by the way, but you can also go over to my other channel called Sing and Tell, where you'll find some of the songs that I've written and performed. So I think I'll have a quick pint in the good old Black Boy. So I've now walked down to the quay. Wivenhoe lies on the banks of the River Colne, C-O-L-N-E, and in the distance is the neighbouring village of Rowhedge on the other side of the river. This is another pub that I'm very familiar with, the Rose and Crown, another pub where I've performed. Also on the quay, you'll find the British Legion Hall, where Wivenhoe Folk Club have their monthly meetings on Thursday nights. So this is just about the far end of the quay. Little boat going past there. And on the other side of the river now, you can see Rowhedge. And this is one of my favourite spots on the quayside. Just been speaking to a couple of residents who live along the quayside here in these houses. I'm not quite sure how much the houses would cost, but I really do envy anybody who does actually live here. This is the site of what used to be Cook's shipyard, where boats from Newcastle used to bring their cargo of coal. Wivenhoe has a history of fishing, shipbuilding and even smuggling. And that's just about the end of the Wivenhoe Walkabout. Here comes the train to take me back to Walton-on-the-Naze.